Hello friends, welcome to educators.com. I am Preeti Rathi. In last video we have discussed about strings, and now in this video we'll talk about structures in C. The topics which we are going to cover are structure in C, example of structure, initialization of structure and memory allocation for the structure elements, then pointer to structure and passing structure as parameter to function. Now first of all, what is structure? A structure gathers together different atoms of information that comprise a given entity. These different atoms of information can be of similar or dissimilar data types, but logically it should be related to one entity. So to grab the information about an entity which can be of different data types, together we can use structure. For example, if we have entity as a book, which is a collection of few information like title, author of the book, call number, then publisher, number of pages, date of publication, etc. So these all data types of these different things will be different, but still we can club together in one structure. So these things are related to entity book. Now in this case title, author are string, whereas the number of pages is an integer and few things are integer character like this. So we can have collection of dissimilar data types in one structure which should be related to one entity. Now this is the example of structure where we can see how to declare a structure. Structure can be declared with the keyword struct, then the name of structure. Then in this curly bracket we can add all the elements which we want to become part of a structure. Now this element should be related to the entity, to the one entity. Like here we have character name, float, price and integer pages. So these three entities of different data types we have clubbed together in one structure, that is book. Now this is just a declaration of the structure, but then we can have variables of these structures by creating struct, then name of the structure and the variable name. So whenever we create variable for the structure, memory for all element declared in that structure will get allocated. Again here structure can be said as a user defined data type or derived data type, because we decide what all data it should gather, what all data variable it should have and the data type of those data variable. So we can call it as a user defined or derived data type. Now in this example we have created two variables, that is B1 and B2. Now these members of B1 and B2 can be accessed using dot operator. So to read name I can say B1 dot name, then price B1 dot price, pages B1 dot pages, like this. So we will ask user to enter all the values, then we can read the value by giving ampersand B1 dot name and so on. Then we can display the values. So this way we can use the structure. Now this structure can be declared outside also, then it will be available to the multiple functions or throughout the application. Then one more thing we have, this structure variable we can declare at this level also. That again practically we'll check out later. Now we can have initialization of structure also. Just like array we can have initialization string where directly we can give the values this way, where the first value will go in first element, second value in second element and third one will go in a pages, that is the third element. Now just like arrays, here also memory is allocated in a continuous way. Like this B1 dot name is just one character, so here the address is 18, from 18 the next address starts to the 19. Price is float, so it is taking 4 bytes and the next starts from 23. Like this the memory is again continuous. Now we can have pointer to structure also. As we know, pointer is a variable which can hold address of another variable. So in this case, this pointer will hold address of structure. That structure can have multiple elements of different data type. Now we can declare structure in this way. So if we have name, then one character is not sufficient for that. So we can use array of character, where we can hold the whole string name. Same is true with the author, and this is call number. Then here we are initializing this structure. Then this is how we can declare a pointer to the structure, just like our integer or float pointer. But when we have integer or float pointer, data type is a integer. Here the data type is struct book. So we are creating star ptr as a pointer which can hold any variable, address of any variable of type struct book. In this case we are holding address of b1 by using ampersand b1. Now whenever we use pointer to access the members, we have to use arrow operator. Like in this example, it is given how to use it. Using arrow operator we can refer the members. If we want to use ptr, that is a pointer. So again we have declared this structure, initialization is done, then pointer is declared which is holding the address of that variable structure. Then here if you check out this printf statement, so we are displaying all the values using %s because it is a character array, and then we have ptr arrow name. So this is the arrow operator which can be used to access the members of the structure using pointer. So we are using arrow operator to fetch all the elements. And one more concept I have added here, that is display b1. So display is another function which is asking for a structure variable. Whenever I'll pass b1, b1 gets assigned to x, and all data of b1 we can read from x.name or author or call number. So this way we can pass structure as a parameter to the function. When we pass structure as a parameter to the function, with one go we can send lot of information which is wrapped in one structure variable. Now we'll check out this concept practically. Now in this example again we have included stdio.h and conio.h header file. Main is the entry point. Now the structure we can declare inside main or outside also. Suppose I'll declare structure here, say struct student, which will hold few variables. Suppose I'll go for char name, which is an array of 20 character. Then we'll have integer marks. So you can see here that the elements of structure are of different data types. So structure is a collection of different data types which is related to one entity. Now this is just a declaration of structure. After declaration of structure we can create variable of that type using struct name of the structure and the variable name. So whenever I'll create st1, so st1 is a variable of type struct student. The way we have integer I, so I is a variable of type integer. Similarly here st1 is a variable of type struct student. Now st1 will acquire memory for all the elements which are declared into structure student. In our case we have two elements, that is name and marks. So we can provide value to that using dot operator, and we can access it using dot operator. So we will have enter a printf statement which will ask to enter value for name and marks. Now we'll read this value using scanf, where we'll have %s for a string value, which is again an array of character, and %d for integer value. Now here we will give name where we'll store all the string, the whole string array, and then ampersand of marks. Now we can again display this value using a printf statement. So we'll have printf name equal to %s and marks equal to %d. Here again I'll display name and marks. Now this name and marks should be displayed with st1, that is a variable name. So st1.name and st1.marks. Because it's not a standalone variable, it is a variable under st1. So we have to give st1 dot. Dot is an operator which we can use to access the members of structure. So in this example, I have declared a structure which has name and marks. Then I have declared a variable st1. So st1 will get memory for name as well as marks. We are reading the value from end user. Using dot operator we can fetch the data inside that structure. That is st1.name and st1.marks. Now same way we can read the data using dot operator. Now if I'll execute this and I'll enter some name and marks, so we can get the same thing displayed here. Now we can create multiple variable of student type. Every variable will have its own memory and its own values. For example, if I'll create another variable, now variables can be declared directly at this level also. If I'll say st2 here, then st2 will become variable of struct student type. Now that value also I can read from end user. That is enter for second user, the second student. Then we'll read the data again using scanf. Here we have %s and %d. Then we got st1 dot name. Instead of st1 it will be st2 because now the variable is st2, and again ampersand st2 dot marks. So this way we will store the data and again we can display the data using another printf statement, that is for second student name equal to %s and marks equal to %d. Then we'll have st2 dot name and st2 dot marks. Now if I'll execute this, so we will add some name, say Preeti, and marks. Then I'll add for second student, suppose Rathi, and some marks. So both values will be displayed here. So every variable has its own memory and can store its own value. This way we can use structure. Now just like arrays, we can have structure initialization also. We can have these values initialized directly, or I'll create another variable as st3 where I'll initialize value for it. That is, I can go for initialization string where I'll give the name as, say, some value and then marks. Then we can display the values of st3 using st3 object, st3 variable. This is for third student. name equal to %s and marks equal to %d. Now here I'll use st3 dot name and st3 dot marks. So now in this case we have initialized the values for st3 with this, and we are trying to display using st3.name and st3.marks. If I'll execute this, then we have, say, some values I'll enter, and the values for third element we will get directly because we have initialized it in the program itself, that is AME and 70. So this way we can do initialization also, just like arrays. Now one more concept we have, that just like arrays, memory for structure elements are also continuous. That if we want to display the memory, then we will go for one more printf statement where I'll display memory of one of the element, and we'll find that the memory for character, and then as soon as it ends, memory for marks will start. This is address, so %u we have to use, and here again %u we have to use. Now we'll have ampersand of st3 dot name and ampersand of st3 dot marks. Now if I'll execute this, we will enter some values. Now here if we check this address, this last output, then you can see it is 60. Now 20 characters will be taken by name because we have declared the array with 20 size. So after 20 character, next data will start, that is 80. So here also the addresses are in a continuous way. Now we'll check out next concept, that is pointer to the structure. Now again we have the structure declared with the student name having character name as a 20 and marks. Then we are having initialization string. Now we can declare a pointer for this structure. So as we know, pointer always holds the address. So the pointer will be holding address of structure. So instead of integer data type, we have given struct student star ptr. Now it will hold the address of st3. st3 is a structure variable, its address I am keeping in a ptr. So now if I want to display the values of st3 members using ptr, then I have to use arrow operator. Say we need name, that is %s, then marks, that is %d. While displaying it, we have ptr arrow and then name. Similarly ptr arrow operator and marks. So arrow operator is used to fetch the members of structure using pointer. Dot operator is used to fetch the member of structure using structure variable. Now if I'll execute this, so we'll get values displayed here using pointer. So this way we can use pointer to the structure. Now structure we can declare outside also. If I declare structure outside this way, the same declaration I have given outside of the main method, then it becomes accessible to whole application, that is different functions also other than main function. If I define it inside main, then it will become local to the main method. Now I can pass a variable of structure type to a function also. For example, suppose I have a display function which wants to display the data of structure, then I can use a variable of struct student say x, and then I'll go for a printf where I'll display in display function name equal to %s and marks equal to %d. Here I'll display x dot name and x dot marks. This way we can display name as well as marks. Now this function I can call in main method and can pass some variable of struct type which will be assigned to x and its members will be accessed. Like I can have, after this display, here I have called it by passing st3 function 1. Now the name of the function is not function 1, we have to make it name of the function, that is display, and we are passing st3. So st3 will go to x and it will display the values. Now if I'll execute this, so from display we are getting this name as well as marks properly displayed. So this way we can pass structure variable also as a parameter to the function, but only in that case this structure should be declared outside so that it should be available to all functions. So in this video we have discussed what is structure, how to initialize, how to declare the structure. Then we have seen how to access members of the structure, what is pointer to the structure, as well as we have seen how to pass structure as a parameter to function. Now in next video we'll discuss about array of structure and union. Thank you.